Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome back to Court Farms Country Park, and this is episode 46 of the Let's Play series. I hope you're all doing very well and having a nice day. So, we're back down on the farm. It's exactly the same time as we left off from the last episode, literally moments as far as the game's concerned. Now, what we're going to crack on with initially today is a bit more drilling, but something slightly different that I've not done yet very much on this game. As you all know, if you watched the last episode, we got field 110, the half-decent sized fields at the back end of Valley View Bales there. We got that fully drilled and essentially completely done. We ran the slurry tanker, we topped up the fertiliser, we rolled it, ran the weeder, even though there was no weeds to see. Yeah, and I think it was wheat we put in that one. So yeah, that's all done. And I do also have another 4 fields to get drilled in this current drilling season. We're going to get barley, oat, linseed and rye into fields 91, 92, 90 and 109. But before I crack on with that, I'm going to do something, I mean, it's essentially the same, but it's slightly different. Fields 57, 58 and 59, I plan on popping soybeans, sunflowers and corn into, which is going to be April next year, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant a catch crop, oilseed radish. Now obviously the use of this crop is essentially that you drill it into the ground and let it grow, let it germinate as it were, and when it becomes visible you then run the cultivator in the field, plough it under, cultivate it under, and that will provide you with a spot of natural fertiliser, and apparently it also increases the yield of the next crop that gets put in there. So that's excellent. So I'm going to give that a go. So we've just topped up the seeder with some seed. We're going to jump in our fence, of course. Let's lift this thing up, fold it up, and get over there. We're going to start with field 57, I think it is, the big one that used to be the cornfield. We're going to start in there. We're going to get this one drilled. We're going to essentially, it's going to be, if I can zoom out far enough, we've got that big field there, that one there, and the one directly at the bottom there, the one that did have the carrots in. Those 3 are going to be planted initially with oilseed radish. So hopefully, as I say, we'll get a bit of natural fertiliser in there. So that's pretty good. Looking forward to that. Be interesting to know, because having never done that before, having never planted a catch crop properly in this game, it'd be interesting to see the level of fertilisation that offers to the soil once it's been cultivated under. We may well have to top up again. I'm not too sure. Initially, in my mind, is a case of cultivate it under, as I say, when it germinates. I mean, we can leave it essentially till March if need be. Next year, we can then get it cultivated under there. See what level of fertilisation it brings to the soil. We may have to top up with something. We'll try first with the slurry spreader if we need to. The field's obviously already been limed. I did lime all the fields an episode or so ago, so that's all good. But yeah, that's the idea. So I think initially what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop, I'm going to get all these 3 fields drilled now. I'm going to pop this big one here into a cinematic, and then I'll get those other 2 done off camera, and I shall pick you all back up when all 3 are done, and then we can crack on with a bit of, I think what we'll be doing then is running the slurry spreader in 91, 92, 90 and 109, getting a bit of, again, bit more fertilisation, natural fertilisation into those fields. Then they'll need topping up with a bit of solid fert, and then drilling with the required crops. So no time like the present. Let's get this thing unfolded. There we go. And I shall pick you all back up, as I say, in a wee while when we've got a bit of a few catch crops planted. So see you shortly. Right, there we go. Catch crops drilled. Now, I really do hope that this plan of mine works out. This isn't something I've done many times before, especially down on this map. And I'm assuming, I've just had a quick look at it, and I'm assuming it's because the crop calendar itself. There you go, as you can see, the harvest and the planting seasons for the chunk of the main cereal crops there, wheat, barley, canola and oats, they're very close together, aren't they? So I think in the past I've harvested and then gone straight into field prep and got into the drilling for the winter crops. So hence why I've never really had the opportunity or the thought to consider popping down a catch crop to increase the natural and free fertilization, as it were. So yeah, but now that I'm changing these three for the sunflowers, the soybeans and corn, it's given me a few months leeway of time just to allow so these oilseed radish to sprout, and I can just cultivate them under and hopefully get a bit of free fertilizer. I'm very keen to see the kind of levels that the free fertilization can bring. Curious whether I'm going to have to run across with the fertilizer spreader afterwards just to top it up or not. I really don't know. We shall see. And again, speaking of fertilizing, and forgive me, I spoke incorrectly a few moments ago before I started this job. When I was talking to you before I started the cinematic up there, saying that I was obviously going to run the slurry tank and then run the fertilizer spreader to top up the fertilizer and then get drilling. Now, obviously, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to run the slurry tank, then I'm going to drill, and then we will run the fertilizer spreader just to top up to the exact amounts needed for each of the individual crops. So yeah, forgive me for that little slip of the brain, as it were. And another frustrating thing, I must admit, it's a bit annoying. It is what it is, but when you drill a cereal crop, wheat, barley, canola, whatever, as soon as you've drilled it, the game gives you the message of weeds in the bottom right hand corner in the field info box, just to say, oh, you need to run the weeder, even though you can't see anything. But when you plant oilseed radish, you don't get that. We do get the needs rolling message, but again, because I'm not going to waste my time rolling these three fields, because I don't think I need to. Rolling, obviously, that helps the yield of a crop, doesn't it? And this doesn't have a yield, as you can see. It tells me that the pH values and nitrogen values are perfect because the crop doesn't require it. It's just there for fertilization in the future. So I'm assuming I don't need to roll it. I'm not going to anyway. I'm not going to waste my time with it. I'm just going to leave these three fields as they are now for a few months until early next year. At least I think I'm correct in doing that. I'm assuming, please correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, that the oilseed radish doesn't wither. I hope it doesn't, because it's already, if we go into the crop menu there we go, there's a colour I'm not used to seeing. But obviously if we go to the growth filter, it's a very dark green already, so I'm hoping and I'm assuming that that's going to stay that colour. There isn't going to be a ready to harvest colour, I assume. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone who's got a bit of past experience with oilseed radish, I'm sure you can let me know. But yeah, in my mind at the minute, like I say, I'm just going to leave these three fields be now until early next year, get them cultivated under, see what level of nitrogen the fields are at after that, and then plan our jobs accordingly. So anyway, that bit's done. So we can get this back over to the farm, back up to the workshops here. I'm going to disconnect the seeder. I am going to reconnect the slurry tank and pop it up at the slurry pit. There's a bit of a bumpy area there. I might need to smooth that off a bit more then. Now I'm not going to clean off the drill or the tractor or anything yet, because the drill's going to be used again very shortly. So let's just disconnect that for the time being. It does annoy me as well having to do that, not being able to lower it to the ground without unfolding it, but hey ho, it is what it is. So we've got 4 fields to run the slurry tanker in. We have fields 91, 92, 90 and 109. These 4 here that are blank and empty. So that's the plan. I think I am going to kind of work in each individual field on its own, one at a time, but I am going to do the slurry spreading in one go, field after field, and then that's that bit done, essentially. There we we go. Let's pull up to here. Let's fill up. Excellent stuff. In fact, let's just have a quick look actually. Where are we with our slurry levels? I'm pretty sure we've got plenty. But just to be safe, I'm sure we've got several 100,000 litres. Yeah, 577,056 litres. Something tells me we're going to have plenty. Right, so, in my usual fashion, I'm going to pop this slurry spreading and backing and toing of and filling up at the slurry tank into another cinematic. I'm going to do this for all 4 fields. We'll start in field, I think it's field 90, isn't it, the big one? Down here on the right somewhere. We'll start in that field, and we'll work our way round. But yeah, I shall get cracking, and I'll join you back very shortly. Right, slurry slinging all done. But it's never straightforward, is it? It really isn't. So yeah, I've got all these 4 fields done, as you would have just seen. But you might have noticed that towards, well, the back 3/4 of that cinematic I just did, there was very little backing and toing to the slurry tanker, because it's stuck again. I say again because I seem to remember having this problem quite a few episodes ago actually, in that essentially I somehow managed to lock in a chunk of slurry. So if I just take us round there, as you will see, let's turn this off for now. Right, okay, so slurry tanker, nothing in it. There you go, as you can see it's completely empty. But if we go round to here, to my slurry tank extension, this thing is almost completely full. So if we can jump on the bin here, there you go, you can just about see. Yeah, it's completely full. And if we have a look into the animal menu there, as you can see, 552,522 litres. But I can't get at any of it. This slurry tank extension, and it is the extension, not the actual tank itself. It comes when you download the mod, it comes with two variants essentially. It comes with an actual silo and a silo extension. And if I go to delete this in the construction menu, it labels itself as the extension. So I know I've done it correctly. I've placed the right one down weeks and weeks ago when we put this onto the farm, and the fact that it's working, well, for all intents and purposes, it seems to be working as it should be. The capacity of the slurry tank has increased from whatever the base game gave us to the 650,000 something, I think, that thing holds. But when I come to this area here, when I come to the fill point, let's bring up the menus there. If I come to the fill point, there's nothing. It says start filling, but there you go. It's just taken a tiny little bit of what the cows have produced in the last hour or so, but that's it. So I can't access it. So it's very frustrating. So essentially what I had to do throughout that cinematic, just for the purposes of getting the job done, because regardless of what happens here, I'm not going to lose 500,000 litres of slurry, because I need it, essentially. Yeah, so I'm a bit stuck. So essentially all I was doing there, I was easy deving the tank full, to allow the cinematic to continue and get the job done. Essentially I was just cheating the tank full, essentially, but purely only because I couldn't fill it up at the right area. It won't let me do it. This tank has no, there's no interactive zone markers or anything on it. You can't pull up next to it and fill up near it. It acts as an extension, and if I pop into the construction menu here and just, there you go, wooden liquid manure tank extension. So it's not the wrong one. But anyway, sorry, forgive me. What I think I'm going to do now is, well, what I think I am going to do, I'm going to have to delete this. There's no other way about it. I don't think I can do anything with it. Yes, if I just carried on as from here without doing anything, the cows will carry on filling up with slurry, and it will come into here, and I'll be able to use it in the tank. But the quota that I've got, 500,000 litres of this stuff, it's essentially stuck. I can't do anything with it. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this manure tank extension, and then I think I'm going to go into I'm going to come out of the game, and I'm going to go into the XML file, and I'm going to see if there's any possibility of me amending the numerical value of this slurry tank within home farm in the map XML. I don't know if that's possible. As some of you are listening to this, you might be going, nope, that's not possible, FARMERSIM, but I don't know that until until I'll come back into the game here. So yeah, I'll pick you all up very shortly when I've done a bit of mucking around, quite literally, as it were. Let's just see how these are doing, actually. Oh, these are all done as well. So I think what we might do, regardless of what I'm going to be doing onwards into this episode, we're going to be putting these on a trailer and selling them and getting some money. So first things first, I'm going to delete this tank, come out of the game, have a bit of a fettle with the XML, see if I can do anything about it, and I shall pick you all back up ASAP. Wish me luck. Right, hello everyone, welcome back. Obviously it's only been a matter of seconds for you guys, but it's been about 15-20 minutes for me, but I think I've actually managed to do a thing. So I'm quite proud of that. Where are we? There we go. If you have a look in the bottom right hand corner, I'm actually thinking about it. I hope my YouTube logo isn't covering that up, but I have successfully amended the XML file for the quantity of slurry that this thing now holds, up to 500,000 litres. And it says it there in the bottom corner, so that's excellent. There's actually nothing in it at the minute, so if I go into the animal menu there, as you can see, slurry is at the 0 litres, but in the cow section here, it is now at 500,000 litres. So that's good. I'm happy that that now works, and so hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, that the next time I come to do a good slurry spreading, essentially this thing has a capacity of 500,000 litres, and I should be able to take from it and benefit from every litre, as it were. I do hope I haven't messed anything up. I haven't amended or mucked around with any fill planes or anything. I've just increased the capacity to 500,000 litres. Now I didn't even, there was 3 cow barns in the map XML that essentially they were all the same. One's called cow barn and cow barn big and cow barn big 2 or something like that. So and I didn't know which one was which one home farm was, so I've just changed all of them to 500,000 litres. It seems to work. The game didn't crash or spit its dummy out when I turned it back on again. Everything came up fine. So I can only assume it's worked. Time will tell, obviously. I hope it does just fill up to where it filled up to before, but obviously just the quantity, the capacity is just a bit bigger. So yeah, fingers crossed that works fine. Obviously, like I said, I've deleted this wooden tank extension that we had here. When I did delete it, I think it gave me about £5,000 for the value of the tank itself, and it also gave me about just over 10 grand for the manure that was in it. Which was nice, because I was a bit worried that once I deleted it I was just going to get absolutely nothing back, but the game did seem to recognise that there was slurry in it, and it gave me some money back for it. So as you can see now, we're at 58,697 quid. So rough with the smooth and all that, it is what it is, but hopefully, as I say, from now going forward we should have access to 500,000 litres of slurry when it's produced. So that's that. Right, anyway, so very quickly onwards from this mucking around now, I think what I'm going to do is I want to get all these silage bales sold and sent around the corner to Valley View. So I'm going to jump in now at TW15, we're going to hitch up to the flatbed trailer, we're going to get the telehandler around here, and I'm going to load up with these bales and we're going to go and make a few quid. So I'll get mucking around here, and I'll pick you all back up shortly when we've got a trailer of bales. Right, first trailer loaded up. It's a bit wonky at the back now, isn't it? But let's go and make a bit of money, shall we? I do always like to end an episode with a bit more money than we started with. So we've got this trailer load. We have one other trailer load, probably with a couple more than what we've got here. I think there's 18 or 19 bales left over there. So let's go see what we get for this lot, shall we? Hoping we could get a couple of quid for this. Come on. Wheezing along. To be fair, 110,000 litres on the trailer to here. Hardly surprising, the tractor feels like it's struggling just a little bit. Right, let's see if we can get this right, shall we? So if we line it up, it should be about there-ish on the strap. There we go. Please don't... Oh. 17... Oh, did we get it? Oh, we did. 17,4... 15, 16, yeah, just over 18, about 19 grand, I think, give or take a bit. Excellent. That'll do just fine. Right, so I'll go and load up the next trailer load, and I'll pick you back up in a matter of moments when we're back at the sell point. 77,899 quid, though. That'll do. Although I suppose keeping my sensible pants even remotely tightened, I do need to potentially pay off another little bit of the loans, don't I? So let's go see what we finish with, and we'll go from there. Rightio, back again. Here we are. Last trailer load. We've actually got one less bale than we had last time. I thought there was a couple more, but no. As usual, I was wrong. So, there we go, for the last time today. 16,680 plus 1,600, so 16, 17, just over 18, somewhere 18 and a half. So, what have we had today then? That's, what did we get before? About 19 and 18, so that'll do, a good chunk of money. Somewhere about 38 grand, I think, give or take a bit. My very basic, quick in the brain mathematics work there. That'll do for me. That's what we are. 96,246 quid. Not bad at all. So I think it would be very sensible of me to at least pay 20 grand off one of the loans. So let's get ourselves back over to the workshop here and just pull up and park up for now. I'll tell you what though, I actually, now that I've done it, I actually much prefer the way this looks without that big tank in the way. I did like the tank, don't get me wrong, it was aesthetically I think it worked with it being big and wooden, and it just kind of worked, but I actually quite prefer just having the gap there. Not too sure what I could do with it. I might paint some tarmac onto it and park a vehicle here, perhaps. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud there, but just that in of itself just looks better, doesn't it? Very happy with that. Very happy with that. Right, so, yeah, oh yeah, loan. Let's pay some money off reluctantly. So, let's get this one. In fact, what are we at? 96,000. We've got 35 left on that. 35,284. Let's get that paid off, shall we? So, special redemption. Yeah, let's pay this off. 35,284. Make special repayment. Yes. There we go. Paid off. So now we only have the one loan, £246,145. We've still got 60,962 in the bank, so that's not so bad. I feel that was a relatively sensible thing to do. So we've only got the one loan we're paying off. In fact, what we're paying off a month on that now? 4,666. Yeah, right thing to do, I feel. Okay, so it's 3:45 in the afternoon. I suppose I could squeeze in something now, but I'm not going to for the purposes of getting this video tied up and done. I think I'm going to call it here. Now, I appreciate this video might be a couple of minutes shorter than what I usually do, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Next episode, we will move time. We might actually join back up from where we are here, actually, and I may squeeze in a drilling job into the end of this day, perhaps. We shall see. But until then, I shall bid you adieu and say thank you very much for watching, everyone. I really do hope you've enjoyed the video and found it a little bit of fun and a bit interesting. As always, if you're new to my channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the channel and giving the video a like if you can, if you have liked it, of course. And there will be a host of links in the video description below with my promo code, as I am a Giants partner. If any of you are in the market for a DLC, a season pass, an add-on, or even the full game itself, and you fancy helping a content creator out at the same time, I would be massively appreciative. So, thanks again for watching, everyone. Thanks for your time, and I shall see you in the next episode.